G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Sporting in on the southwest side of the map, playing in the blue as the Rus. It's Koinu. And on the north side of the map, in the color red, playing as the Chinese, we've got Flash. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. This is the road to Red Bull Wallalol Legacy. These two players currently vying for a position at that final table in Heidelberg. It's going to be a double scout opening today from Flash up against Koinu, who he is on the Rus. So no real surprise there coming out with that double scout opening. You want to see it. And hold on a minute, do we have a single scout opening here from our Rus player? Take a look at this. Not something that you typically see. We've got a single scout opening. Let me have a look. Oh, there we go, up the top. Jeez, it takes me a while to get used to it. Obviously going to be able to train out the scout through the hunting cabin. Going to be moving that scout back towards the opposite, or down towards that bottom side of the map. But wow, not often do we see a single scout opening for the Rus. Heavy focus on the economy, and I wonder what that signals to us for a bit later in the game. But we'll ride on board with Flash and see how he does at the moment. So this is an interesting matchup, a difficult one for the Chinese. Rus are an incredibly good civilization at the moment. If I was going to be honest, I would probably say Rus sitting at pretty comfortably in the S tier. I think this civilization is incredibly good on pretty much every single map. It's got aggression early, easy to expand, wonderful castle age, and of course an amazing imperial age as well. They've got the best springalds in the game, which even beat out Culverin, Streltsy, incredibly cost-efficient units, and of course some of the strongest knights as well, with Boyar's Fortitude and all the other upgrades that they get along with it. Not to mention those warrior monks, they're pretty damn good. China, though, they've got some decent responses for it, so I would expect a pretty decent feudal age here coming out from Flash. Typically, your best bet here in this matchup is to try and play as long as feudal as possible up against the Rus, because if you do try and age, there is the potential that they will all in you and you will die. It's always something to be very careful of. Think about it. It costs you 1,800 resources to age up. Compare that, or did I say 1,800? It's more than that, isn't it? No, it is 1,800, 1,200 and 600. I'm pretty sure. I'm going crazy. It's 1,800 resources. That's a lot. If you were to convert that over to horsemen, a horseman's 120. So you're looking at 15 horsemen. And, you know, you can imagine that that's a huge difference when it comes to a big battle underneath your town center. We'll ride on board, though, with Koinu and see how he's doing, as his bounties reach 200 at this point. A little bit delayed, but he does have double wolves coming in over on this east side. He's also got triple wolves coming in over on the west side, so his bounty is going to be rocketing up. That's despite him starting off with a little bit slower of a scout opening here. Now we can see that he's doing a pretty decent job of picking up deer packs as well. One of the things to note on this map, this is of course Altai, is that you don't actually get a second deer pack that spawns. You know, typically it's that 7 deer that spawn, and then a little bit further out, maybe out here, you'd have another 7 deer. But on Altai, it just spawns with little groups of 3, and typically they're right next to the berries. We can see another little group of 3 somewhere out here. There you go. And they just spawn all over the map, and Koinu started aging up at 0003 after they first could afford to. What? I've never seen this before. What is this? The new improved observer UI. Koinu started aging up at 3 seconds after they could afford to? Is that what it's saying? So it was a little bit delayed on the age up. Flash also going to be delayed on the age up there. So that, you know, it's an interesting thing, and probably something that I actually haven't seen talked about by the developers. I don't like the fact that in Age of Empires 4, I can't actually try and place down a building before it's ready, or before I have the resources for it. Do you guys know what I mean? So basically what I want to do is I want to be like spam clicking my Imperial Academy, and as soon as the resources come, it's like boom, I just start aging up straight away. But you can't do that. You actually have to go into the build menu, you have to click on the advance to the feudal age button, and then you have to click the Imperial Academy, then you have to put it down, then you have to work out exactly where you want it, and then your villagers have to walk there. It's a long process, I'm not gonna lie, and it just feels really cumbersome. So I'd love to see that changed. I doubt that the developers are probably going to be doing it. You know, it's probably on the season 12 card. You know, that's how much they don't care about that. To be honest, there's probably a whole bunch of spaghetti that would prevent that from really bringing it or coming out. But we do see villagers moved off the gold mine, not the cold mine. I mean, the gold mine's probably pretty cold as well. He's got the stone out the front as well, so really nice wooden fortress spot if you came along here. So let's watch and see what Koinu does. All right, well, we've got reached feudal age 7 seconds after Koinu, so there's the difference. I do like these little messages popping up here. We're getting closer to that dream, aren't we? You know, I'm curious to see how far this new spectator UI has come. But now we've got the stable coming up in the base for Koinu. Obviously, the Golden Gate back here. Quite a lot of villagers here on wood. We can see that there's 11 villagers at the moment on wood. By the way, I mean, I've talked about it plenty, but if you guys aren't familiar with this, this is an improved spectator UI, something that would look a lot better for the dev. I would just love the developers to just pick this up as the default spectator UI. An incredibly good UI. It's got plenty of information on it, a lot more than what the standard one's got. Obviously, it does have its flaws, though. But we've now, speaking of flaws, got Koinu moving out into the middle of the map. That boar's going to be looking extra juicy. I suspect he might bring it back down towards this wood line, just so we can get the hunting cabin right next to it. Let's see what he goes for. No, he looks like he's just going to... All right, there we go. There's the lure. So he's going to bring that back, and it's going to be a horseman opening here from Koinu. Very, very curious. Boar going to get taken out. Barbican. Nowhere to be seen just yet, so Flash could be looking for a Barbican, but it's a very interesting opening here from Flash. He's got 2 Imperial officials out, none in queue, supervising the mill, supervising the barracks, and spamming out a whole bunch, but it really doesn't feel like he's done much. You know, typically, when you're playing as the Chinese, second town center already coming up for Koinu in the middle of the map. This is pretty damn big, and this is one of the great things about playing the Rus is you really don't have to worry about ever gathering stone. It sits in the back of your base. Your enemy can't scout it because, well, there's nothing to scout, is there? And now Hardened Spearmen are going to be coming out. So if I'm Flash at this point, what are my considerations? Okay, number one, my enemy has gone for a very fast second town center. Okay, I've also not gone for any dynasty yet. Now we can see that he is definitely going for a dynasty. Looks like he's moving out towards this position where the boar sits currently under the TC, and he's going to be looking to drop down that Barbican. We can actually see he's going to be going for an outpost first. And this is a very interesting outpost position. I'm not sure if Koinu is going to be able to spot this. Looks like he will be able to spot this one out, but the town center may actually get neutralized here. Let's see if he's got... Oh my lord, look at this Barbican placement. Flash bringing out some scared memories, I suspect, for any person who's come up against the... anyone who's come up against the Chinese recently. Koinu going to be able to spot this straight away. Town center going to have perfect vision. Let's see if he pulls Vils to deal with this or whether we've got any knights coming out. It doesn't look like it. Double archery range instead. I don't see any villagers, and in fact, there's not going to be any need for them because the spears are coming out. Immediately execute that, take out that scout. And now the spear's going to be moving in towards that wood line. To be honest, I feel like he doesn't really achieve much with his Barbican. Sure, he shuts down the hunt. But the wood line's just going to be able to move over to this next position, this one over here. We do see now villagers looking to take down the outpost. Indeed, they do. More spearmen coming out. I would love from Flash just a very heavy capitalization now on one base play. I'd really like that from him. Straight into horsemen and spears. Just quite literally mass horsemen, mass spears, and look to try and take out this second town center. Villager count going to be starting to hurt a little bit as that second town center really starts to kick in. Nice little raid back here, but we do... Oh my god, he's killing the sheep! He's actually killing the sheep to get the bounty. He hits the 500 bounty, my lord. Koinu going to absolute town here. He gets the 500 bounty and out. That is an absolute 300 IQ move right there. I'm not coming for your villagers. I'm coming for your sheep, baby. That is impressive. Now, I think there's still boars out on the map to be had, so he's still got this boar up to the north, so he technically could have taken this one. But it interestingly opens up with a horseman, doesn't go for anything other than... Well, we don't even see any knights out, which is kind of weird. Outpost is up now. Flash going to be able to spot this. Questions whether he's going to be able to reach from here. It looks like he should be able to. Villager's going to have to fall back away from the stone outcropping. Not going to have enough to build that town center. Still struggling, and this is the consequence of playing a civilization other than the Rus. The Rus obviously very capable, and now Archer's going to be coming out, looking to try and take out the spearmen. Not a lot of spears here. Fortunately, the spears, very easy to go down to these archers, but Villager's going to be getting their daggers out as well. Everybody getting in the mix, it seems. Very dangerous here from Flash. Villager count at the moment for him on 34 compared to Koinu, who's on 39. More spears going to be able to save the day. Villagers looking to try and stay alive. And looking now to clean up the remaining archers. They're forced back. We'll check and see whether there's a staple. No staple out from Flash at all. This pains me to see right now from Flash, and he's stocking up a lot of resources. Is he going fast castle? Surely there's no way he's going to castle age from here. Looks like the emplacement on the outpost has been successful. Now, the time that it's taken to go get this Barbican up, you can see that the boar has had 1,300 taken off it. If he'd just gone and rushed this outpost like he had initially planned, there's a good chance I'd still have about 1,200, 1,300 on it. So a huge amount of food has gone over to Koinu for essentially just, a little bit of greed. When this Barbican really doesn't do much. Like, big whoop, mate. That's what my mum would say. She'd say, big whoop. You know, congratulations, you forced the wood gathering villagers away from this position. But they've just gone over here, and there's so much wood to be had. So it's not like it's a big deal. Obviously, the Barbican, you know, it serves as a good forward point. A great little position. But realistically, it doesn't really do much. Well, more raids coming in. Fortunately, Flash is on the ball. I wasn't. I didn't spot it, but Flash definitely did. No attack alarms going off. Spearman now moving out. Still got that Imperial official supervising. He's sitting on 3 Imperial officials at the moment. Do we have one collecting gold? Doesn't look like we've got any tax collector. We can actually... Can we check? No, we don't have the button here. I just did hear tax being collected. Sounded like over there we go. There she is. Scout going to get taken out. Going to be losing a lot of line of sight in the middle here. Outpost still standing strong. Look at this. We got villagers down on this hunt. This is a very, very sneaky here from Flash. Koinu going to be losing villagers. That's the first one. Second one. Doesn't look like he's... Yeah, I can hear it firing. I don't know where it's firing, though. It's the Barbican. It's the Barbican. So those villagers are actually okay there. Oh, he hits the shot. He hits the shot. +1 range number coming through. We can see it took 3 shots to take it down. But now I'm going to be really looking to focus this outpost down and prevent it from ever doing damage again. Villager count 45 versus 48. Flash has done a good job to keep up with Koinu despite lacking that second TC. Obviously, the Song Dynasty is going to help him out a huge amount, just simply because with the Song Dynasty, you're able to pump out those villagers a little bit faster. Of course, you've always got the Imperial officials that are going to be helping out, and actually, we can see the Imperial official does count towards that economic unit number. So that is, yeah, realistically, you're seeing 44 villagers there up against the 51 here. So interestingly, we've got Flash going for Chokunu. Now, this is one of the few matchups where I would probably advise against it, and I know that's kind of wild, but just mainly because of the early knight. So with the early knight, it does get that 4 armor, and because of having that 4 armor, it means that your Chokunu just are going to do 1 damage, and really, it just doesn't trade that well. I feel like in this matchup, you're much better off just going really, really heavy on the spearmen and then adding in horsemen as need be, and use your own spearmen to fight against their spearmen, and horsemen just always looking to try and take down the archers. And it can be tough in this matchup because it's a very heavy archer ball that the Rus player is going to be going for typically, I mean, Chukunu aren't terrible into mass archers. The problem is if they do start mixing knights, and they will. If they see you going for a heavy Chukunu, it's going to be difficult. But now we got villagers moving up, looking to try and take the berries here. Very sneaky from Koinu. Flash on the other side, though. Let's see if he spots this out. Indeed, he does. He's got the outpost down. Second TC finally coming up for Flash. He's not too many villagers behind. 48 at the moment versus 57, and he'll be able to catch up. The equivalent of 3 TCs, these two bad boys right here next to each other. And now Chukunu need to be moving forward here. +1 ranged armor as well as +1 ranged attack is through for Koinu. We'll check in on the other side and see exactly what Flash has got on the way through. It's just going to be steeled arrow. So the equivalent of an extra 3 damage for each volley there from the Chukunu. Second TC is up. Big charges in on the horseman. He's got them coming out, so this is what he needs to do, but looking to try and focus down those cavalry. Not going to have a whole lot of luck. Plenty of ranged armor on them. We do see battering rams now coming down as well, so Koinu looking to put on the hurt, and the walls coming up to the north side, basically splitting off the map, saying, you know what, I'll take the top side, you take the bottom side. And I think that's going to be absolutely a-okay with Koinu. He's got plenty of relics up there as well. Take a look at this. 1 relic, 2 relics up in the mountain, 3rd relic over here, 4th relic down here. But hold on a minute. We got Flash walling him off. He says, that's my relic, my friend. And indeed, it looks like it may indeed go his way. Battering ram's going to begin rolling in. We'll do a quick little status check. 24 archers, 3 spearmen. So not a lot of spearmen. You know, I would have loved to have seen horsemen numbers up around, 15, 16 horsemen at this point, all hiding in the town center. They all pop out and just run down these archers. Chokunu going to be looking to fight it down. They've got their +1 ranged attack. They're going to be able to absolutely crush this archer ball. But one of the key factors here are those knights. So keep an eye on the knight numbers here for Koinu. That's going to be the key difference. Spearman moving forward. He's going to be looking to focus down the archers here. Doesn't want to let the archers stay alive for too much longer. He starts focusing them down, doing a decent job to pick them off. Needs to be careful to keep his own spearmen alive, and now moving forward once again. Spearman getting a decent little trade here. Not too bad, but now the numbers are starting to get thin. And this is the problem. Once those spearman numbers are down to 0, then you are essentially just open up completely. These knights are just going to shred you because you do no damage whatsoever. He's doing a decent job of just ignoring the knights and focusing down the archers. That's what he needs to be doing. And he's funneling more units in. So Flash doing a decent job to try and keep his head above water. He's got that second TC up, so everything is going well for him. And now those knight numbers are really falling down. The spearman managed to just stay alive. He's just got enough of them. Moving forward now to the front of the pack. Archer numbers also going down. 88 versus 84 population. 68 versus 71 economic units. Things actually looking pretty decent for Flash. The longer this feudal age goes, the better it gets for him. He's sitting on those 3 TCs equivalent, remember. We'll take a look over at the other side of the map, though, and see how his opponent, I was going to say Jaedong is doing. That ain't Jaedong, that's Koinu. But very, very close there, Drongo, very close. So still just the 2 TCs at the moment, but look at the production that's come out. So much damn production here. Let me have a look and a quick measure. 2 barracks, 3 archery ranges, 2 stables for Flash, and then we compare that over to his opponent. 4 stables, 3 archery ranges, and 2 barracks for him. So just a huge amount of them. And we've got a couple of villagers just idling inside this Barbican. Not really sure what the purpose of that is. I'm pretty sure he can hit these. Yeah, he can hit these. Villagers do jump out. He's now going to start focusing down these villagers, shredding through them. Battering rams moving forward. Now, one of the big things I always talk about is ever since the battering ram nerf, it was actually a pretty big buff to Chinese, at least Chinese Chukunu. Just simply because Chukunu always do 1 damage per shot, and they've got 3 shots per volley, which means they're doing 3 damage. And with the reduction of health, they used to have 700 health and now down to 420, so it's a 40% reduction of health. It effectively means that Chukunu are doing 40% more damage. I mean, obviously that's not the way it works, but there's 40% less health to get through, which is great for the Chokunu because they can actually shred through that. I mean, if you're thinking, all right, let's say we got 16 Chokunu here, times that by 3, you're talking 48 range damage. That's 48 damage on these battering rams. I mean, that's only, you know, what is it, 8 or 9 volleys to get through that. So it's not too bad when you think about it. And obviously, as the Chokunu numbers continue to rise, that amount of volleys that it's going to take is going to continue to fall. Villagers moving away. He's managed to steal away the majority of that food. He's doing a great job, really, just stealing away all the resources on the map. Classic Rus play. But still yet to take that boar in the north. Would have been very easy for him just to send 8 or 9 villagers up here, you know, sack a villager or something like that. But hasn't actually done it. We got a villager. Look at this. What are you doing, mate? You're a little bit lost, eh? Where you going, fella? Unfortunately, it looks like he might be going to the Shadow Realm, as he does indeed get banished by the early knights. Cute little wall that came in behind here. Unfortunately, Koinu is going to be on the wall. And now, speaking of on the ball, we've got spears continuing to move out. Archers getting picked off. Chukunu doing a decent job here. Beautiful little micro. I'm loving this tri-composition, and the archers getting completely stopped here by the horseman. He gets good connections, but at the same time, spears continuing to chase. At the same time, spears from Flash looking to chase the knights now. We see battering rams for both players coming out of the field here, and it looks like Flash might actually be able to push out here. Now, this is the really important position for him. He can't let up on unit production. He needs to keep producing units. And now we got ourselves a problem. This is what we talked about. When the knight numbers are too high for you to deal with your spearmen, when you don't have enough spearmen, now you start to really worry, because these Chokunu are just going to shred through these knights. You can see right now the health on these bad boys, and watch as the villagers make their way down. It looks like they're going to be trying their best to tank it up. No, they're just going to be doing a little bit of a run by. Don't mind me. I'm just doing a little bit of a run by. But now Flash, unfortunately, going to be losing villagers here as well. But perhaps that was exactly the bait that he needed, because the Chokunu are going to be able to keep him alive. Sure, the villagers may go down, but at least he stays in the game. Walls coming up on this south side. Now another attack back on the side of Koinu. It's just more walls. You can really see how much these guys love to wall on this map. You're just walling off each little segment, and this is where the problems begin. Look at the idle villagers here as well. We got so many damn idols down here for Flash. It is looking terrible. 33 idols just in that little bundle. Spearman, he's really starting to fall behind. And this is exactly what I was talking about. You know, you can go for Chukunu, but in the event that your Chukunu do well against the enemy archers, well, you're still going to have a problem. And what is that problem? That problem is the early knight. The early knight is going to be able to just overwhelm you completely. You're not going to have any response to it. And sure, you might reach critical mass of Chukunu. All right, let's say, okay, how many do you need? You need 64. Let's say you reach 64 Chukunu. By that time, Koinu's going to be thinking, well, I might as well just go age 3 and get a mangonel. And that's exactly what he'll do. And once he's age 3, then there's really not much you can do, because it just makes it so much more difficult to deal with. So I feel like in this composition that going for the Chukunu it kind of hurts. And by the same token, you could almost say that the dynasty could hurt in that regard. But look, he's opted for the dynasty as well as the 2 TC. Villager count not terrible. 94 villagers here up against 93. He's also got the 4 IOs. We can hear them picking up gold. We'll double check on the upgrades and see how he's doing. He's got absolutely everything here. Still yet to get those Imperial examinations. He's got everything in the lumber camp and of course in the mining camp, if we can find it. If we can find a mining camp, there we go. There's a mining camp. Still yet to get specialized pick. But he's done pretty decently with his upgrades. Of course, Blacksmith looking pretty healthy as well. Still yet to get that Bloomery in, but he's got pretty much everything. And these two guys really committing to this Feudal Age play. We're at 20 minutes into the game right now, and neither player looking like they're really thinking about going up to the Castle Age. Flash in particular, less than 500 resources to do it. I guess on the other side, Koinu's probably got the resources. If he did a little bit of market trading, he could potentially do it. Now Villager's going to be moving forward, looking to try and take out the battering rams. Should be successful, at least taking out one of them. Now that battering ram going to be going down. Villager's going to be able to repair the Barbican, and the Barbican stands strong at this forward position. I think more than anything, this Barbican's just annoying to deal with. You know, reinforcements get hit. It stops you from really adding in buildings down on that south side because, oh my lord, okay, never mind. Oh, okay, you made him angry, Flash. You made him angry. 153 pop versus 157. Things looking very even in this game. These two players evenly matched, very evenly matched. And take a look at this wooden fortress. Yet to get the upgrades just yet, but a chop through about to happen. He can actually spot these villagers out. He can see them behind enemy lines. So now we see that we do see arrow slits coming through. Of course, no springwood in placement. You're going to need to save that bad boy for your Castle Age. Battering rams being made now by the spears. Archers moving forward. The overchop's happened. He's going to have to hightail it out of there as the archers continue pushing through. I can just picture a huge counterattack coming through, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like the horseman numbers are high enough for a counterattack. He's got 58 military, but it seems like only about 6 of them are horsemen. We'll double check in. Indeed, it is 6. Look at that. Trongo very good at counting today. Knight numbers, however, up to 16, and that is really where it starts to get worrying, because there's only 18 spearmen on the other side. Knights are going to be the key difference here. Even if Knights will be the key difference. Even if the spears go directly up against the Knights will beat them. They're just too damn strong. Not to mention the archers in the back and the kiting that comes in. Koinu doing a great job here. And this is part of what makes French and Rus just so easy for beginners. It's because the micro is very simple. This is all it is. You're just looking to try and pick off spears with your archers and then run around with your Knights. And once all the spears are dead, as long as you've got enough that you can engage or beat the engagement, you'll be fine. Chukunu now pushing up. He needs to be making sure his attack moving on these bad boys and doing a great job. Look at the amount of units that he's able to take out. They're doing a beautiful job just hitting it, and that's what Chokunu just excel at. Taking those engagements. Spearmen need to come out. They've gone inside the town center with a whole bunch. Where are the rest of the units here? Koinu looking to try and take out Flash in this position. Diving underneath the town center. There's so many Knights here. He continues falling back away from this. The spearmen, unfortunately, they've dwindled down in number. The consequence of going for this composition is just that exactly what happens now when you can see the numbers here. Even though Koinu, there are a lot of low health units in here, the Knights just do so much damage, and now he pops them inside the town center. Might be another misclick. We've all done that one before. Don't look at me. I assure you, it has definitely happened. He's currently got 20 plus units sitting in the town center as his enemy looks to rampage and pillage the base. Imperial official manages to stay alive. Not too bad. Another IO over on this village. Not a bad job of keeping everything alive, but the question is, what is he waiting for? Does he not know that he's got units inside the town center? He may have not realized. 4 archery rangers on the backside here. I tell you what, I would have loved for those to be stables. We don't really see much of a transition coming through just yet. As I speak, we've got a big farm transition coming through right now. Look at this. Farms out the wazoo's, looking to get walls up. He's going to be successful here. Might need to think about a second or even a third layer of wall. And now he's finally realized, is this it? He's looking for a pincer maneuver. He could actually get this one up. The wall is up and ready. And now all of the units have made it to the back of the base. Mate, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. And Koinu going to be stuck in the corner right now like baby all of a sudden. And the Chukunu begin firing down upon it. The Koinu starts aging up 6 seconds after they first could afford to. Thank you. I feel like that information's not really that relevant. Like, sure, it's nice, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit late. But a nice little cleanup, though, from Flash. Koinu's going to start heading up to the next stage now. We'll ride on board with him and see exactly where that landmark is going down. Third town center has actually been added in for him as well, so villager count going to be rising. 116 villagers in the feudal age. Don't mind me. Don't mind me at all. A little bit of a forward Abbey of the Trinity. Yeah, whatever, however you feel, mate. I don't mind it. it's an interesting position, I'll say that much, but hey, it reminds me of a castle on the hill. Let's put it that way. You get it? Castle on the hill, castle age, castle on the hill. You get it? You get it, guys? Anyway, the outposts continue coming up for Flash. He's going to start thinking about the castle age as well. We can see the resources, and this is exactly it. You know, essentially it comes down to who blinks first in this matchup, and we can see the Koinu's done it. He's gone for the age up here. The difficult thing for Flash now is going to be following that up, because Koinu's going to be very heavy on his castle transition. The question is what comp he looks to go for. So I think the best composition for Flash, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's just Spearman and Horseman. It is an incredibly good composition. The other alternative, Flash now aging up 8 seconds after he could, and it's going to be the Imperial Palace that he's going with. This is going to provide him a beautiful bit of line of sight over the center here. Will enable him to just spot out any unit movements, and also see enemy villages and where they are on the map. But I'm loving the way that this map has been divided. Not something that I've ever seen before. Typically, it's you know, sort of my side versus yours, but here it's really been divided, and now Flash got to be careful. He falls back away from those castle age units. We can see the veterancy yet to come through. Early Knights yet to be upgraded. 1 minute and 8 seconds after Koinu's aged up. That looks like the veterancy still yet to come in. We can see a whole bunch of upgrades on the way through. +2 ranged attack also coming in. Chukunu. Ideally, you'd just love to see a whole bunch of these upgrades getting supervised out. Now we can see them on the way through. Veteran Spearman, Veteran Chukunu, Veteran Horseman. Perfect upgrades. And now those Spearman numbers starting to look a little bit healthier. Chukunu also not doing too bad. Spearman finding a nice little funnel. More of them coming around the backside. Needs to be focusing down all of these archers, and indeed he does do that. Horsemen looking to try and repel on the front. Knights have now been upgraded. Archers still yet to get their veterancy. +2 yet to come through. We're still yet to see the veterancy coming through for Flash. This could be absolutely GG right here, because he's taken a fight. He didn't have his upgrades, his castle age upgrades, whereas his opponent Koinu did. Veteran archers now coming through. Chukunu still yet to be upgraded. We do see crossbows coming out. Double siege workshop on the backside here. What is this all about? It could be, indeed it is going to be nest of bees coming out. What is this? I don't know if you guys can see nest of bees over here. It might be the global queue potentially. Maybe the global queue's making a comeback right there. But yeah, this is where it starts to get really tough for Flash, because his military is down to 14. And he doesn't actually have that big of a force, which means he's not going to be able to swoop in upon this. You know, had he been going for Horseman Spear, Horseman clean up the archers, Spearman clean up the knights, but it doesn't look like he's gone for it here. Now, Trebuchet's starting to come out. I say trebuchets. This looked like a trebuchet to me. Does that not look like a trebuchet? This is the poor man's trebuchet right here. But no, it's a mangonel with a mining camp next to it. You know, it fools even the best players into thinking it's a trebuchet. That is for sure. But Koinu looking like he has actually put the nail in the coffin, and that, I tell you what, if that ain't a nail in a coffin, then I'll be, because that makes it very difficult for Flash to pull ahead from this. Villager count still pretty decent for him. Food economy absolutely off chain right now, or off the chain. Have a look at that. He's just, how many farms are we talking here? 66 farms. And that's exactly what you want as China. You want to really, you know, own in on that food economy. And now we got to keep in response back on this south side of the map. It's going to be looking to try and build this keep under the nose of Koinu. We'll see if he can get it out. We can see the wooden fortress. No, it's going to be the town center firing down upon it. Sacred Site's also being taken. Relic's obviously picked up. He's picked up 3 so far. We can see two picked up with the one on the way in. Keep does get up. Mangonels continue moving forward. Double trebuchet now on the backside. Those are the real trebuchets. They're the real trebuchets back there. And now it looks like the landmarks are going to be the next focus, as the buildings do indeed go down. We've got 1-2 landmarks here. Third landmark going to be that Barbican in the middle, and then the fourth and final landmark, that Imperial Palace. Still yet to use its Imperial Spires ability, but not really much use at this point in the game. It seems like Flash is fighting on for dear life as Lancers begin to make their way onto the field. Economy for Flash still looking pretty untouched. It's not a terrible position. He's got double the food income of his enemy right now. But unfortunately, his enemy is maxed out, whereas he sits on 131 population. A total of 67 military pop at the moment for Koinu. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. And now the armored units do come out for Flash and look to try and deal with this. Keep going to be able to fire it down upon it. We've got... It's going to be Springalds that are coming out here instead of trebuchets. I would have figured trebuchets would have been coming out, but I guess Springalds are going to need to be dealt... you're going to need Springalds to deal with the enemy Springalds, right? So it does make sense. But it really feels like Flash is up against the wall. No real way out. More villagers roaming around the map. We'll take a look at the line of sight difference. You can see, you know, you got Flash on one side, and then on the other side, Koinu. Both players just taking one side of the valley each. One side of the valley, one side of the map each, I guess you could say. One side of the mountain range each. I mean, technically there's 2 mountain ranges, but still, you guys get what I mean. Koinu now might be thinking about an age 4 here as well. There we go. The age up comes through for Koinu. Let's see if we can find out where it is. It's going to be in the middle of the map. It is the High Armory. He doesn't really care about those landmarks anymore. Just got them out the front. Playing like an English player right now with the wingard. You guys know I love a good forward wingard, right? Right? Yeah. Absolutely love it. Can't freaking stand it, man. I see it every bloody game. And every single game I say the same thing, like, hey, I don't know about you guys, but this seems like a pretty bad idea. And then like four seconds later, the wingard's getting sieged down. I'm like, couldn't see that one coming, fellas. Well, it definitely seems like Koinu at this stage probably not going to have these landmarks sieged down. He's got a stranglehold on Flash. Flash with really no response to this. He's trying his best to get horseman numbers out. Palace guards and as well as some lancers going to be coming in, but once again, beautiful little position along the edge of the cliff face here. And unfortunately, these archers aren't going to be doing too much damage. Only 9 damage. Imperial Age does come through for Koinu, and Flash definitely got his back quite literally to the wall. I say back to the wall, but to be honest, it was actually Flash. Or Koinu, rather, who had his back to the wall. Now we start to see all the upgrades coming through. Bandit arms, and good game gets called. Koinu going to be tapping out. He lost 2 landmarks in the base, and he said, that's enough. Don't make it the 3rd one. That is enough. Fellas, I hope you've enjoyed this Road to Red Bull Wallalol Legacy. Make sure you catch it this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 15 GMT. Be there or be square.